After days of consolidation, Cardano beginning to offer us some bullish signals. And right now, Bitcoin breaking to the upside. It's time to ask the question, is Cardano getting ready for a breakout? What is up, everyone? Welcome to Crypto Capital Venture. Hit that subscribe, hit the like, turn the notification bells on. I do crypto videos every day. Let's jump into the Cardano video. On the hourly, here's what we got going on. It's kind of a mess, confusing. What is going on here? We're going to dive into that. We're going to discuss. But right now, the foundation of this move, what we have to watch right now is Bitcoin. Bitcoin, I just did a video on this. From this swing high to swing low, Bitcoin testing a huge Fibonacci resistance area. This is the potential lower high right here for continuation to the downside. That's what this resistance area is. It is big. I did the video earlier. I said I'm neutral. I'm not bullish until we get a break through the 786 line here and separation above, because it's a big resistance area. Now, why does that matter to Cardano? As you know, Cardano, if we just go to a simple 6-hour chart, Cardano's just been consolidating, and that's fine. It's actually good, and it could be a very, very bullish setup, which we're going to look at, consolidating. But just keep in mind where it's consolidating right at this lower trend line. And even with this move that Bitcoin has been putting in over the last few days, 4 or 5 days or so to the upside, Cardano hasn't really been doing much. And so all it would take for Cardano and other cryptocurrencies is Bitcoin to see resistance at this area, fail, come back down. Likely Cardano would make a breakdown. It's significant for Cardano because there's a very key trend line right here that we've been tracking. So that's something to just be aware of, because it could potentially happen. However, there's a lot of bullishness right now. There's a lot of bullishness in Bitcoin, and this can very, very well for this week for Cardano translate to bullishness for ADA as well. So this is Bitcoin on the weekly. I just want to paint the picture. This is the macro chart for Bitcoin. Bitcoin entering that bull market, that green channel. I know I talk about it a lot, everybody, but it's so important. I'm telling you, bull market doors down here, Bitcoin all the way up here. So very overextended from those bull market doors. And if we look at Cardano, this is the macro look for Cardano. Bull market high, bear market low, and here is Cardano testing very normally the bull market doors, this Fibonacci resistance area. And this is a perfect spot for consolidation on the macro charts if you want continuation. So it's just so bullish that this is just getting started for Cardano entering the bull market. There's so much upside right now. The 1618 line up here is $2.30, and Cardano just getting started. And this consolidation on the weekly is so needed after what Cardano has accomplished in recent months. So then we start digging in here. Let's start looking at this. Now, I tweeted shortly before I even started recording this video. I basically just said the last time volume was as low as it is now, right now, in the last few days or so, was basically in January, back here, right before Cardano went from around 33 cents to $1. And we're seeing a very similar setup because if you remember, we had a rising channel back then as well. And Cardano was kind of at the tail end of that channel when the volume was so low, getting that last touch to the downside. And I'm sure we were talking about targets to the downside, and we're talking about targets to the downside here. So there's so much harmony on these charts. And you notice Cardano just started consolidating into this 20-day moving average, and we just got a nice, awesome bounce off of it. And right now, Cardano doing something so similar, consolidating back down to this 20-day moving average, and we are just testing it right now, confluent with this lower trend line. And what we're looking for really is bullish continuation for Bitcoin, bullish continuation for these markets. There's no telling. Every altcoin is different, but there's no telling when this could happen. But an explosion off of this 20-day moving average really is imminent. This can happen at any moment now, considering the climate of crypto markets right now, this week, the stimulus bill getting approved, Bitcoin making a move to the upside. I anticipate you're going to start seeing some altcoins just kind of go crazy here, especially if Bitcoin continues and Bitcoin breaks this Fibonacci resistance. It's a big part of the story here. So digging into the 6-hour chart now, you can just look at the consolidation here. Cardano really leaving us guessing. And it's interesting because Cardano has just been such an overperformer. We're so used to seeing it just do something one way or another. And I want to dig into really what's occurring here, because I talked about it in the video the other day. And really, this is what we can talk about in the short term. In this video the other day, and I'm not going to show you a clip, but you can just see from this was literally yesterday. We were tracking this kind of symmetrical triangle setup. Cardano just seeing just very short-term higher highs, very short-term lower lows, and we can go look at that chart right now. So those lower lows really extending all the way back to this all-time high back here around $1.50, trickling down. And this is basically the chart we were looking for. Now, this is when technical analysis gets very dicey, because it didn't play out normally. And usually what I mean by that is right around here at the apex of this triangle we were charting, we'd anticipate a breakout one way or another. And you can just see Cardano actually just like, and this happens sometimes, it just trickles sideways, and we are still sideways. We have gotten absolutely no confirmation, and that's fine. All you have to do in these scenarios is work with the data, is adjust with the data. We're looking for structure. There's always structure on these charts, everybody. And that structure is what we continue to build on so that we can wait and watch for confirmation. So all we do, because the same story is being told here. It's the story of a symmetrical triangle. It's Cardano being squeezed into an apex before getting a breakout one way or another. So from this swing high that we have back here to this new swing high, and that's not the trend line I want. That would be very messy. I want to chart a new upper trend line and just extend that upper trend line. And I want to do the same thing with the lower trend line. So we want to take that ultimate swing low back here to this previous swing low. And you can see just an extended symmetrical triangle. And the thing that's different here is the apex is getting even smaller. And that's really what we want to see, because we're waiting for a true breakout to the upside or to the downside. So when we have this symmetrical triangle charted, we have a breakout to the upside, $1.36, and we have a breakout to the downside around 95 cents. That 95 cent area is so important because we know we take out our Fibonacci retracement on the 6-hour, that previous swing low to our all-time high swing high, and we have this very important Fibonacci support area, and that 786 line right down here at 95 cents. So a short-term breakout targets extending out of this symmetrical triangle setup to the downside right at this 786 area, 95 cents. So that is still just 100% in play. It will probably be an environment in which Bitcoin fails resistance right here. The good thing for Bitcoin is it has kind of some separation now to the upside. So it has room to dip, right, without feeling as volatile. For Cardano to go from $1.15 to 95 cents feels pretty extreme, but it's in play. Now, we have to kind of digress away from that, because right now, Cardano has an extremely bullish setup. Yes, we are testing this lower trend line, but if markets are going to have a bullish week, the upside for Cardano is huge right now, especially considering everything going on for Cardano. I need to remind you, Cardano reaching full decentralization this month. The Cardano roadmap in the Goguen era, smart contracts, everybody. It's going to be a huge Q2 for Cardano. Scalability, governance to come. And this, Hoskinson to hold keynote at Blockchain Africa conference. It's March 18th to 19th. It's in like 10 days. So a lot of bullishness happening for Cardano right now as it does test this lower trend line, as we are tracking it and watching it. And this is the volatility of crypto, everybody. It's to find structure on these zoomed in hourly charts is something else. The structure is there, and we just have to be patient and wait for confirmation. So really right now, you can even see on the very short term what Cardano is doing right now. interacting with this previous swing high to swing low and just seeing a little bit of resistance right there at that Fibonacci resistance area. And look at it, just getting squeezed into this apex over here. Definitely no fun though. This apex just trickling sideways right through. Definitely not fun, but it's all good, everybody. We want to track Cardano. We want to see if it can break this at the very least in the short term, the 786. That's around $1.16, just above $1.16. That will be towards the upper trend line of this triangle here, and that's sitting right around $1.17. So I would say extreme resistance on the very short term tonight, $1.16 to $1.17. That's the area I'm going to be watching for that breakout, to see if Cardano can just get out of this pattern, this consolidation, make a breakout, put in a new high, a short-term swing high, maybe come back down, and we start seeing finally those higher highs and higher lows we want to see. This is how it will happen. This is where it will start. This is the zoomed in chart that it will start on. So this is what I'm watching tonight. One of those things, I'm chilling, I'm relaxing. In a few hours, I'll open up the chart and I'll see, did we break that $1.16, $1.17 range? Or do we see resistance? Because we have to be patient. This lower trend line down here to $1.11. So this is what I'll be watching in the hours ahead. This is what I'm watching. And I just said that a million times. Everybody, I appreciate you cruising by. Hit the subscribe, hit the like, turn the notification bells on. If you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe. I'll see you all in the next video. God bless.